Hello everyone, myself B. Vijaya, lecturer in chemistry, working in Indira Priyadarshini Government Degree College for Women, Nampalli. We are discussing the chapter called Coordination Compounds. In the coordination compounds, we are discussing about Werner's theory today. And before going to discuss the Werner's theory, let us know something about the Alfred Werner. Alfred Werner was a Swiss chemist who was a student at ETH Zurich and a professor at the University of Zurich. He won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in the year of 1913 for proposing the theory called Werner's coordination theory in 1893 was the first person who proposed the uh, successful theory of coordination complexes in the 1893 only, and because of his pioneer work he awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1913, that is also in inorganic chemistry. And Werner's coordination theory explains the nature of the coordination complexes and concept of valency. He was the first inorganic chemist to win the Nobel Prize, and that also only one prior to 1973, means before 1973 no scientist got Nobel Prize in inorganic chemistry. Why these coordination complexes are uh, more interesting, and this will be a headache for the scientist at that time actually. So what is the importance of this coordination complexes are why these are headache for the scientist is scientist is, for example, let us take one complex called cobalt trichloride. So here the cobalt is having a plus 3 oxidation state and the Cl is having a minus 1 oxidation state. And here this is a conventional chemistry. In conventional chemistry, cobalt can form the 3 bonds with the cobalt trichloride, right? 3 bonds with the chlorine atoms here. In this way it can form, but here the cobalt is forming the complexes also. In the complex molecule, if you take the complex molecule, I'm taking this kind of the molecule. So in this molecule, cobalt is also having a plus 3 oxidation state only. But how many bonds it is forming? 3 bonds with the chlorine atoms it is forming, and 3 bonds with the ammonium molecules it is forming. So how many total number of bonds it is forming? 6 bonds it is forming, and this 6 is called as the coordination number, right? Coordination number already we discussed in our previous videos. If you did not watch in my previous videos, please watch them first. So this is the coordination number. So how it is forming this 6 bonds at a time with the valency of plus 3 oxidation state. By losing just 3 electrons, how can it form a 6 coordination bonds? Means coordinate covalent bonds with the 6 ligands here. So that is the big question for the scientist actually. And also they are exhibiting some colors, right? Some colors they are exhibiting, and they are having a magnetic behavior. Some they are having a magnetic properties, and they are having a conductivities also, means the current they are acting as electrolytes also. Some conductivity they are exhibiting, conductivity also they are exhibiting, and most probably they are very very stable molecules, very highly stable molecules, so that this whatever there inside the square bracket, whatever the entity is there, that is not going to dissociate into the ions, not going to dissociate into their separate constituent molecules or ions. So what is the reason for that? Why it is not dissociating into its independent individual characteristics. They are losing their individual properties, individual characteristics, and this molecule is having a completely separate properties they are acquiring. So why? What is the reason for that? So all these are the questions raised by the scientists at the time, and in that time this Werner came, and Werner explained some successful theory, actually justification he has given to his theory also. So uh, because of this reason, Werner's coordination theory is very important for the students also. So till today we are working, means we are studying the principles of Werner's theory only. The coordination complexes completely explained on the basis of the postulates given by the Werner only, as per Werner's coordination theory. So here Alfred Werner prepared some complexes like this, and this complexes, coordination complexes, actually he doesn't know what is the molecular, means the theory of valency also at that time. So he prepared some coordination complexes unknowingly only by the interaction of cobalt trichloride and ammonia, and he found that the complexes giving different colors in their different molecular proportions. So when he has taken the cobalt trichloride, when it is interacted with the some excess of ammonia here, so I am taking 6 moles of ammonia, so it is forming some colored complex. The color of this particular compound is the yellow to orange color. Yellow to orange color, it it came. So then he reduced some quantity of the ammonia here, and again he tried the cobalt trichloride with now 5 moles of ammonia only. 5 moles of ammonia. Now the color of this complex is changed to the purple color complex. So like that he prepared so many coordination complexes, especially the cobalt complexes he has prepared, and he has seen that the composition, this two if you see the cobalt trichloride with 4 moles of ammonia here, so this results the combination, the interaction of cobalt trichloride with 4 moles of ammonia, which will give them these two types of the compounds. So once he got in green color, and once he got in the violet color, what is the reason behind this? Actually, what is the reason behind this green color complex and violet color complex is, later he came to know, means he studied the properties of this above prepared complexes, and given a theory, that theory is called as the Werner's theory of coordination. And in the Werner's theory, he found that so these two complexes which are having a same molecular composition, but they are having a different structures like this. So one is in the trans form and another one is the cis form. So the trans product is having a green color and the cis complex is having a violet color. And ions per formula unit means later on he studied the properties, all the properties of the complexes by looking at these colors actually. So first he got the colors, then meanwhile he did so much research he did. So after that he has given a theory called as the Werner's theory of coordination. And in this theory, what about the postulates he has given? Let us see now. So, to justify his studies, he has given the first postulate is every atom exhibits two types of the valencies. One is the primary valency and another one is the secondary valency. And this primary valency is ionizable valency. What is this primary valency called? Ionizable valency, and secondary valency is called as the non-ionizable valency. And here, this primary valency, uh, it is corresponds to the oxidation state of the central metal atom. So, as of we seen just now, the cobalt trichloride we have seen, in this cobalt trichloride, it can be dissociated, it can be ionizable. So when it ionizes, when it dissociates into the ions, which will gives the cobalt plus 3 and Cl minus. So how many Cls are there? 3 Cls are there. So this is the ionizable valency, right? And this what we called as this primary valency or ionizable valency, this is called as the oxidation state or oxidation number of a this cobalt central metal atom, right? So this primary valency means this is the ionizable valency means which can dissociate. This salt can dissociate in the hydrolysis when it is added to the water molecule, so it can be dissociated into a cobalt plus 3 ions and 3 Cl minus ions, and which satisfy by the negative ion. See here in this particular reaction, so cobalt plus 3 is satisfied by the 3 equal number of, because this charge should be balanced. So here cobalt is carrying plus 3, Cl is carrying only minus 1. That is the reason it required 3 Cl minus ions. So it always satisfied by the negative charged ions only, or anions. It is always satisfied by the anions, and this is represented by the dotted lines. So here in this complex, if you see, we are talking about not simple molecules here. So I have taken the example of one cobalt complex, and in this cobalt complex, the cobalt complex is having a molecular formula cobalt trichloride and 6 ammonia here. 6 ammonia. This is the molecular formula of this particular complex, and in this molecular formula, whatever the ionizable valency is there, so cobalt is having a plus 3, so which is a ionizable valency, primary valency, and which is satisfied by the negative ions only, and these negative ions are attached to the cobalt complex in a complex is with the dotted lines. You can see here, right? Dotted lines. Now, let us learn about what are the secondary valency or non-ionizable valency. It corresponds to the coordination number of metal atom. Coordination number of the metal atom. So, if we take any complex, for example, this complex only with this molecular formula, I am writing the complex. I am writing the complex same with the same molecular formula. I am writing the complex. See here, 3 Cls are there, 3 Cls are there, 6 ammonias are there, 6 ammonia, same central metal ion, that is the cobalt. So with the same molecular formula, I have written the this molecular formula again, and now this particular thing corresponds to the secondary valency, and which is a non-ionizable valency, and nowadays we are calling this as a coordination number, right? Coordination number. So what is the coordination number here? The coordination number is 6. Coordination number of central metal atom is 6 here, and that is non-ionizable valency, and which satisfy by the neutral ligands as well as the negative ligands also. You can see here this cobalt is satisfying by the neutral as well as the negative ligands also, and one more examples I will give you. And this non-ionizable valency or secondary valency are whatever the ligands attached to the cobalt means central metal atom, they should be with the strong solid lines. Means here in the primary valency they are represented with the dotted lines. The bond between the this cobalt and this primary valency, whichever the ligand which is satisfying the primary valency, shown with the dotted line. That means this is ionizable valency. So whenever this complex is mixed into the water, means or any solvent, this bond can be broken. Means this is a weaker bonds. Very weaker attractions are there between the central metal ion and the this ligands, chlorides, anions, right? And this is the primary valency of the cobalt is satisfied by only the anions, but here in the complex the coordination number satisfied by the neutral ligands as well as the negative ligands also, means anions also, and the bonds represented with the solid line, right? Solid line. And these valencies are written inside the square bracket. So there should be a square bracket like this, right? So here I have written this number of the ligands are written inside the coordination sphere. This is called as the coordination sphere and this is called as the ionization sphere, right? So they represented with the solid lines. The solid line is nothing but this is a strong bond. This is a stronger bonds, strong bonds, and these are a weaker bonds, and because of this reason they can be ionized these anions, but they cannot be ionized this secondary valency ligands. Means the ligands which are satisfying the secondary valency, these are non ionizable because of the strong bonding taking place between the central metal atom and this ligands here. And this coordination number always represent inside the coordination sphere only, that means inside the brackets only. And the second postulate is negative ion exhibits dual behavior, that is primary as well as secondary valency. So once again I am repeating here, every metal ion is having a um, two types of the valency. One is the primary valency. Primary valency, this is a primary valency, and secondary valency, that is nothing but the coordination number. So the oxidation state is one valency, that is the primary valency. Oxidation state is a primary valency and the coordination number is a secondary valency, right? So this is the primary and this is the secondary valency, so here in the primary valency they are compulsory, the condition is they are satisfied by only the anions only, but in the secondary valency they are satisfied by the anions as well as the this neutral ligands also. Here if you see here, ammonia is a neutral ligand, and I am taking one more example here with the same molecular formula. I am taking the example that is cobalt NH3 taken 5 times, chlorine Cl2 now. Okay, Cl2. So this is the one more molecule. See here, there is a 5 ammonia are there and one more ammonia I am writing outside, but this cannot be a secondary valency now. So this cannot be a primary valency. This cannot be primary valency. Why? Because it is carrying a zero molecule. This is satisfied by only this Cl2 only. Right. So this is the molecular formula I have written, and Here 5 ammonias are there and a total 6 ammonia molecules are there, and here inside one Cl is there, outside 2 Cl ions are there, right? So now this chlorine, same chlorine atom inside square bracket and outside square bracket is there, and this chlorine atom is satisfying the primary valency. Because of this chlorine also it is having a +3 oxidation state, and also by these two chloride ions also. So if you calculate the oxidation state of the cobalt here, which is equal to +3, that is corresponds to the this chlorine atom and these two chloride ions outside the coordination sphere, right? And another complex I am writing here, cobalt NH3 taken 4 times and 2 Cl bracket close, and 1 Cl is there in the ionization sphere. That means this can give the two chloride ions in the ionization, and here this particular complex can give one chloride ion only in the ionization. This cannot give. But here if you see, these three chlorines are, means this chlorine is satisfying the primary valency, but these two chlorines are satisfying the primary valency as well as the secondary valency also. Primary valency means oxidation state as well as the coordination number. Here the coordination number is 6. Here also coordination number is 6 only, and the chlorine is having a both the dual characteristics here, which is acting as dual behavior it is having. So which is acting as a primary as well as a secondary valency. Now if you see this picture, this is the complex of this particular one. This is the structure of this particular complex now. So here if you see, now this chlorine, right? This chlorine is inside the square bracket, this one, okay, inside the square bracket, and these two chlorine ions are outside the coordination sphere. That means they can be ionizable. And this chlorine, if you see, because this chlorine is satisfying the primary valency, that is oxidation state, it is satisfying. That is the reason it is represents with the dotted line here. And this chlorine is also, because the above around the cobalt here, how many ligands are there? These are the 5 plus 1 Cl. So total 6 ligands are there around the central metal ion, that is cobalt. So total 6. The coordination number is 6 only, right? So because of this reason it is satisfying the secondary valency also, that means coordination number also, and because of that reason it is a non-ionizable one. This is a non-ionizable one, and this bond, whatever this bond is there between this cobalt and this chloride, now it is a much more stronger than the normal secondary valency bond between the cobalt and the ammonia. So this is a much more stronger bond here, right? So this chloride ion is satisfying the both the valencies, that means oxidation state it is satisfying, as well as the coordination number, primary as well as secondary. That is the reason it, which is the bond is represented with the both the lines, means dotted line as well as the solid line, like this. Okay, this bond is represents with the, means whatever the anion which is playing a dual role, dual behavior it is having, means which is acting as a primary as well as a secondary valency, that ligand attached to the central metal ion with the strong bond, strong solid line as well as the dotted line also, right? So this is much more stronger even than the ammonia also. That is the reason this chloride cannot ionize into the ions, but these two chloride ions can be ionizers. So they will ionizers. Let us go to the third postulate of Werner's theory of coordination, that is Every metal atom has fixed number of the coordination valencies. So metal ion is having a central metal atom, or ion is having a coordination number is fixed. So if you see this with the same molecular formula, if you see this a molecular formula means compounds, if you see here, so there the different types of the means same molecular formula. I will write, just a second, I will write. Okay, with the same molecular formula we can write 6 ammonia. Okay, so this is the molecular formula. With this molecular formula, how many compounds it can give is the cobalt. This is one complex it can give, Cl3. Okay, so here the coordination number is 6 only. Coordination number is 6, right? It is having a 6 coordination number, and ionizable valency. This is 3 Cl ions are there in ionization sphere, which are satisfying the oxidation state of the central metal atom. That means primary valency. So these are satisfying the primary valency, that is called as the oxidation state of the central metal ion, and this coordination number is nothing but the secondary valency, right? So this is one complex we can write, and second complex with the same molecular formula I am writing. So cobalt NH3 taken 5 times, 1 Cl is inside I have taken, and 2 Cls outside. Okay, so there are the 2 chloride ions are there, and 1 Cl ion is inside the coordination number. And what is the coordination number in this particular complex? Coordination number of the central metal cation, that is also 6, because whatever the number of ligands are inside the square bracket we have to see. So these are the 5 plus 1. So total 6 coordination number, and these 2 Cls are uh, uh, satisfying the primary valency, that is oxidation state, but this Cl is satisfying both primary as well as secondary also. So that is the reason this Cl is represented with the dotted line as well as the solid line also. And the third one I am writing here, the cobalt NH3 taken 4 times, 2 Cls inside now, 1 Cl ion in outside the square bracket, that means in ionization sphere. Now what is the coordination number? Again it is 6 only. Why? Because 4 ammonium ligands are there and 2 chlorine ligands are there, and now this is the balancing the primary valency, that is oxidation state of the this cobalt ion, means this is the primary valency. It is balancing only primary valency. This is balancing oxidation state, primary as well as secondary also, right? Primary as well as secondary also. So these two ligands are bond with the coordination, means a cobalt ion with the solid as well as the dotted lines, solid as well as the dotted lines, whereas this chloride ion is dotted lines only, right? And the fourth one I am writing now, the cobalt NH3 taken 3 times, so 3 chlorines inside, so there are no ligands outside the coordination sphere. In ionization sphere there are no ionizable ligands are there. Now what is the coordination number? Coordination number again 6, that means this chloride ions are satisfying a primary as well as the secondary valency also of the cobalt, means they are balancing the oxidation state of cobalt as well as the coordination number of the cobalt also. So that is the reason they are binded with the cobalt ion with the solid as well as the dotted lines, and there are no chlorides are there outside the square bracket here. So, with the same molecular formula, we can write, means there is the possibility of forming these many complexes. And here, if you see this particular complex here, coordination number 6, it can form, means geometrical isomerism. That means cis and trans isomers they can form. So cis form will give one color, and a transform will give another color. So trans compound will give the green color. Cis compound will give the violet color, right? So okay, so these are the colors given by the this particular complexes. And uh, this is about the second postulate. And third postulate is they are having a fixed number of secondary valencies. As we have seen, the coordination number of the central metal ion cannot be changes. So the fourth postulate of Werner's theory is the secondary valencies are having a fixed dimensions in space. So like this, because these are the non-directional ones. This primary valency, whatever the ligands which are satisfying balancing the oxidation state of only oxidation state of the central metal ion, they are directionless. Here we can see here the bonds are in directionless. There is no geometry, there is no particular shape or geometry for with this ions negative ligands. But here the secondary, whatever the ligands which are satisfying both primary as well as the secondary, like chloride, and this ammonia molecules are satisfying the primary valence, sorry, secondary valency. This secondary valency, the ligands which are satisfying balancing the secondary valency, that is coordination number, are having a fixed dimensions in this way. So if the four ligands are there, if four ligands are there, they might be having the structures geometries like square planar geometry they might be having, or tetrahedral geometry they are having. Tetrahedral geometry they are having. If the coordination number is 6, the 6 coordination number means 6 ligands are there, and like the 6 coordination number, better we can say the coordination number is 6. Okay, coordination number 6, this molecules are having a octahedral geometries, right? Octahedral geometry. Octahedral geometries they are having. So these are the postulates of Werner's theory, in which he has discussed the primary valency and secondary valency, but he did not use the words oxidation state and coordination number because he doesn't know actually the theory of valency at that time. Okay, so that is the reason in 1893 he has given this theory. At that time, there is he doesn't know the idea of this electron theory of electrons. So that is the reason he has given the primary valency ionizable valency. But nowadays we are calling this primary valency is nothing but a oxidation state, and secondary non-ionizable valency is called as a coordination number. And primary valency ligands which are attached to the central metal ion, which are balancing only the primary valency, those are represents with the weaker bonds, that means dotted lines. Okay, they can be ionizable. So because of this reason only, this salt can be ionized into a this particular molecule. So 3 chloride minus ions plus cobalt NH3 taken 6 times and 3 plus ions. So this will be ionizable, right? This will be ionizable. And secondary valencies are having a strong solid lines because they represent a stronger bond. Okay, and they are balanced by the negative ions as well as the neutral molecules also. So the ligands might be a negative as well as neutral, and some anionic ligands are having a dual nature that are balances the both the primary as well as the secondary valencies, and they are having a fixed number of the coordination number. Coordination number never changes, that is a fixed number. And secondary valencies are having a fixed dimensions in the space also. So this will gives the explanation of geometry. So he has explained the geometry also with in his theory of coordination, Werner's theory of coordination. The next one is, if you take one complex, that is the hexaamine cobalt complex, cobalt 3 chloride. This is the name of this particular complex. And in this, as per the Werner's theory, here these 3 chloride ions are satisfying a primary valency of the central metal atom or ion. So because of these 3 chloride ions only, means they can be ionized, and it can be gives the molecule into a cobalt NH3 taken 6 times 3 plus 3 chloride ions. So when they ionize into the water, so they can be ionized into dissociate into a cations as well as the anions in this way. Anion. So this will be balancing a primary valency of the central metal ion. And since ammonia is a neutral ligand, they cannot carry any charge. So this plus 3 is the oxidation state of this cobalt ion only. And the 6 is the coordination number that represents the number of ligands and number of coordinate covalent bonds around the central metal ion. And this is the secondary valency, right? These ammonia molecules are balancing the are satisfying the secondary valency. And here the secondary valency can be balanced by the neutral ligands as well as the anionic ligands also. This is the central metal atom, that is cobalt, and this here is in the plus 3 oxidation state actually. And this is a means chlorides are present in the ionization sphere. This is called as the ionization sphere. So because of that reason only they can be dissociated from the complex. Actually this whole complex is a electrolytically neutral molecule, that is nothing but salt, right? So it is a combination of simple cation and anion, but cation here is a complex molecule, right? And whatever there in inside the square bracket, that is called as the coordination sphere, which are acts as a single entity only. And the illustration 1. So he has given some illustrations in order to explain the structures of the this cobalt complexes. Means this is just like a proof, right? So proof for his theory means in order to justify his postulates he has given this illustrates. And in this illustrates the illustration 1, which is having a molecular formula, that is cobalt trichloride. In all the illustrations he has taken the same molecular formula and some number of or excess of ammonia molecules. So this is the molecular formula he has taken, and molecular formula of this particular complex is, let us see now, let us predict now. So here the central metal ion or atom is cobalt, and this central metal atom is having a, what is the oxidation state here? So by this, actually by this we can predict the formula also. How we will predict this formula? Let us see now. So, cobalt, for this molecule, for this structure I am writing. So, cobalt hexaamine, cobalt Cl3. Why? Because this Cl3, three chloride ions are with the dotted lines here. These chloride ions are satisfying a primary valency, that is the oxidation state. Right? Primary valency, that is oxidation state, it is satisfying. Right? Oxidation state. Oxidation state of a central metal ion, and these are binded with the central metal atom with the what dotted lines here. We can see these are with the dotted lines, and these are non-directional ones. Non-directional. But if you see ammonia, six ammonia ligands are there, they are binded with the cobalt with the stronger bonds. That is the reason there is intimate association is there between the cobalt and the ammonia. So because of this reason, the six ammonia ligands which are bonded with the cobalt with the solid lines, they are inside the square brackets here. So these are non-ionizable ligands, and these are ionizable ligands. These are ionizable ligands, and these are non-ionizable ligands. Ionizable ligands. So if you ionize this particular molecule into a some electrolyte, means if you dissolve this compound into a water on hydrolysis, this is called as a hydrolysis process. So it can be splitted into, it can be dissociated into cobalt, ammonia, NH3 taken 6 times, and plus 3 plus 3 chloride ions, right? So this is the cation we are getting, and anion we are getting, anions, right? So how many anions are there? 3 anions are there, and here one cation is there. So total how many ions? 4 ions are present. 4 ions are present in this, means this particular complex is giving the 4 ions here, right? And because of this 4 ions, actually there is a some conductivity measurement also. Almost the conductivity is the 430, because of this 4 ions are present in the solution. So 430 ohms conductivity it is generating because of floating of this 4 ions. So how many total number of ions are there? One cation is there. This is one single cation, and 3 anions are there. So 1 plus 3 is 4 ions, right? So 4 total number of ions, 4 ions are there. And if this particular, means how can we know there are the 3 chloride ions are there in ionizable sphere, means ionization sphere is when this particular complex is subjected to react with a silver nitride. So plus silver nitride I am writing here. I'm going to write total complex, this whole complex I am writing. So cobalt NH3 6 times and Cl3. So since 3 chloride ions are there, and when it is treated with the some excess of AgNO3, so it is forming the complex is silver compound is the curdy white PPT is silver chloride AgCl3, sorry, AgCl, silver chloride it is forming. And how many AgCl it is forming? 3 moles of the silver chloride it is giving. 3 moles of the silver chloride it is giving. That means this particular 1 mole of the this particular complex, when it is reacted with the 3 moles of the silver nitride, it is giving a 3 moles of silver chloride. This is a solid PPT separating out from this complex. So that it is a proof that there are the 3 chloride ions are present, because it is giving a 3 moles of the silver chloride. So it is the proof that 3 chloride ions are present in the ionization sphere, or these 3 chloride ions are acting as the what the ionizable ions, right? Ionizable ions. So they are present, they are ionizable into a ions in the dissociation. But here this cobalt, hexaamine cobalt ion, this cannot be dissociating here. So only this chlorides are giving a characteristic test with the halogen test, that is when it is reacted, when it is subjected to react with the silver nitrate, it is giving a 3 moles of silver chloride molecule, means a solid PPT it is giving. So this is the proof that this molecule, this particular molecule is having a, means inside the coordination sphere there are the 6 ammonia ligands are there. So these 6 ammonia ligands are balancing the coordination number. So these are non-ionizable. These are non-ionizable, and whatever the 3 chloride ions are there in the ionization sphere, which are balancing the primary valency. So what is the proof of that? When it is subjected to react with the 3 moles of the silver nitride, it is giving 3 moles of silver chloride as a product. So this is the illustration 1, and which is a proof for his postulates.